How's everybody doing? Welcome back to Levon's Library. Sound check. How's my sound, everybody? It's been a long week, hasn't it? Hope everybody's ready for the week for Monday. Okay. You don't know what's going on with Disney? Hey. Okay, now. How's my sound, everybody? Let me know. Okay. Whew, okay. I love my theme song. Here we go. My sound good? I got a mic, y'all. Hey. Good morning. I'm talking about Disney being too woke. That's what's going on. Ways to go. All right. Now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Levon's Library. How's everybody doing today? First of all, sound check. Can everybody hear me? I got a mic now, y'all. Y'all see that? And I'm using headphones. So hopefully everyone can hear me. Well, hopefully. So yeah, just making sure everybody can hear me. Perfect. So today's episode of Levon's Library is being sponsored by haters. If you have them, you know you're doing something right. We're also being sponsored by Brown Skin. Melanated people make everything better, and we deserve reparations immediately. So, I don't know if you guys have seen the newest Little Mermaid preview for the new movie, but it has just been released, and Disney has been being accused of pandering to a certain agenda, being too woke in their casting decisions. So we're going to take a look at Disney's past, present, and future. And for this discussion, I invited a panelist. So we're going to invite them here tonight. First, we have...
Hey!
Popcorn.
Hello! Put the popcorns in the chat. Mm-hmm.
How you doing tonight, Popcorn?
I'm doing great. I'm doing fabulous. Can't wait to talk about this.
Beautiful as usual.
Oh, thank you.
And then we also have...
Hi.
Yes.
I finally found it.
Nice. So yeah, as you were saying, Disney is now being accused of pushing a certain agenda and pandering to a certain audience. So before we begin the discussion, I want to play a few clips, and then we are going to open up to the panel. So I'm going to get off camera real quick because I gotta pull up these clips. Hold on.
I am ready.
Well, first we're gonna play, in case you have not seen it and been living under a rock, the new Little Mermaid preview, because it just,
Watch this.
gave me chills real quick.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Unitier. Okay. Oh look, Disney have a brand new castle and everything. They updated the castle. unitary in the chat. Put the unitary in the chat. Dang.
Right. So there's that one. And next up, I don't know if you've seen the newest Pinocchio, but yes.
No,
This,
let me see.
yeah, I'm going to pull it up really quickly.
Yeah, put that up.
1 second. Oops. Sorry.
I can't wait.
She makes it a little bit hard to pull up these extra things. Let me do it like this way.
I can't wait to see the Little Mermaid.
So, here we go. The Blue Fairy was casted by a black woman. We know that the Blue Fairy was from the cartoon is a blonde woman, but this actress, her name is Cynthia Ibero. She's an award-winning actress, and she.
Wait a minute, Cynthia is playing this.
Oh, from Color Purple
on Broadway.
So, here she is, and she just like Hallie has been torn apart. She's been called a demon.
I'm gonna protect the good sis, but I'm not a fan of her.
They've been saying that she looks like a demon and looks like something out of nightmares. And
damn,
yeah,
not the underworld.
They dragged her for this role, but she's playing the Blue Fairy. And I wanted to play this clip really quickly. So this is the new Pinocchio, which has just been released. Here she is as a Blue Fairy.
All right. Everyone can relax. I'm here now. What seems to be the... Oh, yes, I see what the problem is.
As I live and breathe, a fairy.
You're not really real, are you?
Of course he's real. He's alive, isn't he?
And who might you be?
Jiminy Cricket. Bug Boulevard Gig.
She looks great.
People are pissed.
She looks great, and I'm not a big fan of Cynthia. But one thing I can say, she did have me crying when I saw her on Broadway, The Color Purple on Broadway. She did have me. I cried. Yeah, I did.
She was great.
She was amazing. But yeah, she's amazing. She looks great. You know what? You always gotta find something when you're melanated. You know what I'm saying?
She's gotten a lot of backlash. They're saying that she is looking like a nightmare. That the Blue Fairy is an English character and should be played by a white woman, and that she looks downright scary.
Well, Cynthia is English.
Well, you know what they mean.
English like this, not like this.
Oh, okay, European. Okay, what you saying? Okay, and
I just think it's ridiculous to be in your 30s, 40s, and 20s and complaining about cartoon characters like the movie is made for you. Let's get into the demographics, right? Most people who are watching movies are not white, yet y'all make up 80 to 90% of the movies. This is what happens when you live in a society when you don't buy everything. It's a fairy. You'll be okay.
That's what I was saying. It's like, it's a fairy. It's fictional. It's a mystical character, a magical character.
Now, if she was playing Anne Frank, you would have a reason to be upset.
That's what I'm talking about. Exactly.
So we also have, sorry.
Okay.
We also have the Eternals. So the Eternals are the most diverse superhero cast.
Ceci, what's wrong?
You have chosen to sacrifice a celestial.
We're Eternals.
And I will return for judgment.
I came here 7,000 years ago. This is what the end of the world looks like.
The royal prince of Titan, brother of Thanos, the knave of hearts, defeater of Black Robert.
Okay. So people are boycotting this movie because they're saying that the agenda behind this one is that they are just shoving too many ethnic groups into one superhero team.
But it already came out, no?
Okay.
The
Turtles already been out. Oh, the second one.
This is the second one. Yeah, this is the second one.
Oh yeah,
So
Turtles too. Yeah, right.
They also had a LGBT family and a deaf person.
Okay.
So they're saying that this is getting too much.
Okay, so when you go into the workplace, whether you work a blue collar, white collar, being an entrepreneur and hiring people, you mean to tell me you're not engaged with someone that's probably Black, Southeast Asian, Caucasian, even multiple Blacks that's probably over the diaspora, like, Jamaican or Trinidadian and all that stuff. So you mean to tell me when you go into your workplace or your, majority of your workplace or majority of where you go to the supermarket, you mean to tell me you don't see somebody that's non-Caucasian? This is the world that we live in. Apparently, this is the world that we live in today, people. And guess what? People's going to be in an uproar with anything. And that's all right. They can boycott it all they want. Because I'm telling you, the MCU is not missing a beat. It's not missing a coin.
So to add on to that, before we show our last video of the past, people also had a problem with the new Thor movie because Thor's booty was shown, saying that was pandering to the LGBT community, saying that, oh, as a straight man, why we got to go up there and see Thor's booty? Now they're pandering to the LGBT community. And now they're doing it too much. And they had Facebook people who were saying that we are banding against this movies. So for our last video, before we open the discussion, I just wanted to show Disney's past. This video is only a minute long, sorry. So let's just be reminded of what Disney has done and possibly why they might be doing what they're doing now.
11 painfully racist Disney moments that they would love to forget. Since its inception, Disney has entertained millions of children and adults alike with their animated movies. What they don't have is their own record of racial sensitivity. The blackfish in The Little Mermaid. Briefly appearing during the song is the blackfish, which croons for a split second before leaving the screen. Think its appearance as racist is overblown? The crows in Dumbo. The crows are depicted as uneducated and lazy. They speak in jive slang and smoke. Not to mention the lead crow is named Jim Crow. Sunflower in Fantasia. Maybe the most infamous Disney character.
Popsy and Bopsy.
It's a black centaur who is shown to be gleefully serving the white centaurs. Jafar in Aladdin. Aladdin is a standard whitewashed character who bears no Arabic physical traits. Whereas Jafar, the villain of the movie, has a dark complexion and many stereotypical Arabic physical traits. Mickey Mouse in Mickey's Man Friday. Mickey Mouse had several run-ins with African natives in the 1920s and 1930s, none of which were pretty. The worst of the bunch has to be when he saves a native from cannibals, names him My Man Friday, after giving him a patronizing pat on the head.
My Man Friday.
King Louis. All of the creatures in the animal kingdom speak with English accents, except for King Louis and his monkeys, who speak jive. And they love jazz. The Big Bad Wolf in Three Little Pigs. In one scene, a Big Bad Wolf dresses up like a Jewish guy straight out of Nazi propaganda films. The only excuse for this anti-Semitism is that Disney recorded it before that whole Hitler thing. Shangan in The Aristocrats. Disney hits nearly all of the Asian stereotypes on this one.
That is so obvious.
Buck teeth, bad English, slanted eyes. He even plays piano with chopsticks. The Siamese cats in Lady and the Tramp. In The Lady and the Tramp, the pair of Siamese cats exhibit the same slanted eyes, buck teeth, and poor English. In addition to these stereotypes, they all have shifty and evil nature. The Indians in Peter Pan. The exaggerated features and overall tone of the songs, lots of hows, just are painfully racially tone deaf in our current culture. Uncle Remus from A Song of the South. So we have a former slave, potentially, telling stories to entertain a young white boy while singing songs about the good old days.
Boom. right. So that was the last video. So
Hello to everybody in the chat. Hello to everybody in the chat.
yes, welcome. So as I return, let us welcome everybody who is here.
Yes. Hello, allegedly Shady Shannon, Red Label.
Ooh.
Fragile like fire. Hey, Auntie Marva, CB. Hey, Nikki. Taurus
Is
is
that it,
here.
Echo?
Hello, Miss N.
So now that the evidence has been presented, ladies, what do you think about Disney's past, present, and now future?
Well,
Because as you know,
oh, okay. Let's get into it. I think that before you get into a tizzy about what is the tokenism, few black characters that Disney is putting on, let's get into Disney and let's get into Marvel and let's get into hi Leslie. Let's get into how some characters are always going to be white. For instance, Spider-Man. In the contract of Spider-Man, it says that he will always be played by a white male. Peter Parker Spider-Man will always be played by a white male. Y'all have no issue with that, and that's a fictional character. And he will always, it's in the contract with Disney, it will always be a white male playing Peter Parker. Now, Miles Morales, who is of, I guess he would be considered biracial.
No, he's Afro-Latina.
Yeah. Afro-Latino will be played, and that's why they did the other ones. But as far as Spider-Man, he is a character. There are lots of characters that they have in their contracts they can only be considered. But when people get
so you know, Disney just took over the Spider-Man. It was really run by Sony.
No, I get that, but like, but they're making the movies, and that's in the contract. And also, an issue I have is when people wear Disney, why are grown people again getting in children's business? The collective of the children being born are not just white. So why are you sitting there in your 20s and 30s? You had the cassettes. Stay in your lane.
Well, excuse me. As someone who goes to Comic-Con, I will say that there are adult comic fans.
I get that,
like, you know what I mean? Who like these kind of stuff.
Little Mermaid. I get that, but when it comes to Disney princess movies, because that's what
fair enough.
Little Mermaid is.
Right.
It's a princess movie, and Disney got a lot of flack about that, having white character. I mean, Snow White, who as white as snow. Come on. Then they had.
Well, let me say this about Little Mermaid. Mm-hmm. First of all, the original story is very different from the Disney story.
Correct.
Yeah, it was creepy.
Little Mermaid, her skin was actually green, not white or black, and her hair was brown.
Mm-hmm.
The deal that she made with Ursula was very different than the Disney one. Her tongue was cut out of her mouth, and her legs, every footstep that she took, it felt like daggers was going through her feet. So she actually walked almost crippled. So she actually lost the deal with Ursula. So the romantic story that she had with the prince didn't actually work out. She died in the end, and Ursula won. So it was a very grim, sad story. I mean,
and not only that, but can we discuss how you're a mermaid, you live in the ocean. I don't know about you people, but when I go to the beach, I get brown. So, like, does it make any sense in anybody's mind that she would be anything other than a melanated person?
No, it does. If you think about it, that she's a mermaid, so she could be anything. She could be a melanated person. Correct. She could be a white person. She could be a Southeast Asian person.
The original mermaid, the original
right.
It's Yamaya. It's an Orisha. She's brown. Right. She's beautiful. She's a goddess. Like, let's just bring it back to what it actually is at the end of the day.
So at the end of the for me, like, let's talk about just like Ablavi said, I'm a body roll off of what Ablavi said. There are things are just there are just characters that are just going to be white. That's the way, and it should be okay with that. And the thing about it is that the past of the problematic behavior of Disney, of course, was run by white, older, straight, probably males that their propaganda was pandering the people of color and making, the white people look superior. But as things go, as the family goes, as things progress, it is more have to be more inclusive. It have to be more progressive, and it's still telling family stories, because if even what they put in same sex parents in there are children that are parents that are the same sex, and they take them to see Disney movies. So why can't and I said, so why can't they see that too? That's their reality as well, and it's still a fairy tale. And the thing about it is that, you know what, I like that the direction is going. Just like it said, Spider-Man will always be white. We okay with Peter Parker. He's actually Peter Parker is corny. Okay, he can be white. Okay, he's cornball, but we still like Spider-Man. But just like T'Challa and Black Panther will always be black, because number one, the beauty of Wakanda, and even though it's a fictional place, a fictional country, it was never colonized. So there's no reason, the backstory, there's no reason for it to be anybody but black, and should be okay with that. Yeah. But you know what? It's always somebody or a group of people who's up in an uproar just for anything that ruffles their feathers. And with something like this ruffle their feathers, it make you take a step back at the individual and those group of people and be like, side eye, really, really, for real.
You know what? I've noticed that Disney hasn't tried to make Pocahontas for all these people up in arms. How are you going to feel when they make Pocahontas? Should it be black people playing John Smith? Because they get in because I know a lot of
people. We don't want nobody black to play John Smith.
No, but exactly. I'm saying, if they did a Pocahontas and they depict what John Smith really did, they would be up in arms.
That's not a fairy tale. That's a horror story.
But it is a horror story.
But I'm saying, like, I know a lot of evangelicals that don't teach their kids Pocahontas because they say that they don't want them to see Europeans in a negative light. And I'm sure that's why they haven't done it.
Well, and I know, well, you know what? Because I guess because it's Disney and it's telling a softer story. So if you really want to get to the nitty gritty of it, of a Pocahontas story, it will have to be an epic film made by a different,
But I'm saying Disney didn't even try to make that a live action.
I say do Pocahontas and let Lin-Manuel do the soundtrack for it, and let's see what happens.
They would be in the up and
why would he do it? He's not indigenous.
Pocahontas with the second.
You forget those of us from the islands, we are indigenous. We're Taino.
But it didn't work out.
I'm just saying, like, I wonder if they were to say, okay, we're doing like how they have a black character, and if they did that to John Smith, would they be upset and out of arms if they took away the cultural aspect of what they did? Not like saying, let's just say it was a fictional story. Let's just say we know it's not, but argument's sake, if it was something that showed them in a better light, they would be okay with it. It's not Disney's fault to give your children role models that look like you.
Yeah, right. Actually, exactly. I think they're trying to be a little bit more responsible. You know what I'm saying?
So you think that they are making up for the past mistakes?
I don't think it's called making up. I don't think it's called making up because they got a lot of making up to do. Okay, for all
I don't think that what was done can be made up for. I think it's just really showing the reality of the world.
The reality of the world, and that's why I feel. That's why the MCU now that's run by Disney now gets things right, like the Eternals, gets things right. Because if you look at the Avengers, it is a whole, we got everybody. We got talking raccoons and we got we got Wakanda. We have a plethora of things to look at, right? But if you look at DC does have those things, but they are not I love DC too, but they're not as exclusive.
They're trying their best.
Right now, but even though they do have things that could be, but the thing about it, I don't know what they be missing the mark. But back to Disney, them up in arms about. Let me tell you something, from my opinion, from my perspective, right? They've been up when they announced that Chloe was going to be Little Mermaid. It was a lot of people that to be expected, not those they know, but to be expected, that was up in arms because she was going to be Black. Just like we
Absolutely.
all just said, she's a mystical character. She can be anything. And
Who lives
and,
in the ocean?
and wait a minute, so who's Sebastian supposed to be?
She's gonna be brown.
But wait a minute, but Sebastian, look, Sebastian, come on now. Her homeboy Sebastian.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. So, but anyway, but let me tell you, when it comes out, you either going to hate it because you just hate because she's Black. But one thing you can't deny, and one thing that they did notice, that when she auditioned, they could not deny her that role because she has a beautiful voice, she has beautiful energy, and she bodied it.
Right. Leslie, guess who's doing the music?
Lin-Manuel?
Yeah.
There'll be 4 new songs as well.
Oh, watching that with my niece.
You guys know that?
What?
No.
There'll be 4 new songs.
It's 4 new songs, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so it has an ensemble cast. It has Haley Bailey as Little Mermaid. It has King Triton as Javier Bardem. I think that's
Javier Bardem.
Oh my God!
Yes, Javier Bardem is King. It's very diverse, but Eric is still white though.
Well, I mean, he's a sailor. Like,
who was Prince Eric is Jonah Hall King, and Melissa McCartney is Ursula. Now that one I had an issue with too, because they could have put somebody trans in that role. But nonetheless, we're gonna see how she does.
Okay, so they totally flipped it because Ursula was dark.
Yeah,
they flipped it.
Mm-hmm.
But Ursula was based off a drag character who was white.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. So
in the original thing.
Here we have it. Yeah, I love her.
Going forward,
love him.
Disney's also casting other characters as minorities. What do you guys think about that? Like the new Magneto, I made a mistake. He wasn't going to be cast as Professor X. He's actually going to be cast as Magneto.
Oh, that would be perfect for him.
Yeah, because he's more evil.
You know what? Honestly,
the thing about Magneto, though, Magneto has a Jewish heritage because he was part of.
They're Ethiopian Jewish people. It's time for them to acknowledge the blackness in the
Hello, look what the Flash just did. Hello, we can't keep putting people like that on movies.
Who?
What's his face? The Flash.
Oh, that's DC. You talking about Ezra?
He's acting a fool. And you know they have his movie coming out, and he's acting a fool like this.
It is.
Wait a minute, they haven't announced it yet. He does. They finished the Flash, but they have not.
They said the movie costs $100 million. They got to put it out regardless.
They're most likely.
Yeah, but Discovery just bought.
To rehab it, they're going to put it out, and I think that
Discovery just bought Warner Brothers, which is the DC universe, right? Is Warner Brothers?
So it's not going to be on
HBO.
HBO.
They're Warner Brothers.
Yeah. So Discovery bought Warner Brothers.
No.
Yes.
Not
Discovery is partnered with HBO.
Discovery brought Warner Brothers, which brought with it HBO. So Discovery owns all of that now.
So are we going to? Does that mean I get Discovery for free now?
To pay for Warner Brothers that's in the hole?
I don't think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do they?
What'd you say?
Discovery bought Warner Brothers, and under that umbrella, they got HLN, they got HBO, they got a whole bunch of stuff in that. They got
DC. Yeah, DC's part of HBO.
Yeah, they got CNN. They got everything.
It's not DC. It's really Warner Brothers. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Warner Brothers is under DC.
Yeah.
But Discovery bought all of that. So
wasn't Magneto always black in the original? Was he?
No.
I don't think so.
He always had a background.
Wasn't he in X-Men? Wasn't Magneto black?
No.
No, he was made by Michael Fassbender, the last one. Besides,
in the comics, he always had a hatred for the Nazi Party, and that's why he hated humans from the beginning. But now they might turn him black, and Disney is being accused of this whole race swap. And what I've heard in the Comic-Con industry, a lot of unseasoned people are having a problem with this. They're saying their rebuttal is, well, what if we made Storm black? What if we made Blade black? What if
Isn't Storm black?
Yeah.
I mean, Storm white. I'm sorry. What if we made Blade white? What if we made, some of your characters white? Wouldn't you have a problem with it?
No, as long as they played the role well, who cares? It's a
No,
fiction.
I would have a problem with that.
I would have a problem with that as well.
Wait a minute, hold on. You have a problem? What was the question? It was who?
If they made Storm white, I would have a
Yeah.
problem.
I would have a
with
problem because her origin is of African.
No,
yes.
it's not even the origin. It's because you have very few black characters.
Exactly.
If we had as
That's so
many,
true.
I would be fine. If it's a minor character, okay. But we have
we don't have too many we don't have too many black characters in there yet. It's very heavily white led. Heavily. So yeah.
We ain't got any.
Storm's one of
Leslie, technically,
y'all got time that's going to be in Wakanda forever.
They were complaining about that because apparently is he not native? Because they were complaining.
He's indigenous and Mexican.
So why were they complaining about that?
Because Namor is originally pale skinned.
Because they were complaining about the way he looked.
Yep.
They wanted him to be played by a white.
And guess what? And MCU said we do not care.
But here's another thing I think people need to realize, right? When you look at who's watching movies now, before it was like a 70% white audience. Now it's mostly like Hispanics are 20%, right? Asians are a big pie. And Asians, they
underrepresented.
Not until Crazy Rich Asians, I had never seen an all Asian cast.
Oh, I have.
Like if it's not a Korean thing, I've never seen like an American all Asian cast.
I will, but it's like Diary of a Geisha.
Oh, Geisha.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
But that was like
that was a great movie.
That was a great movie.
And I guess
I saw. See, I'm older than y'all. That's why I saw it. Like the Joy Luck.
You don't know how old I am.
Oh well, the Joy Luck Club. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, the Joy Luck Club.
Oh my god, wasn't that was a great story?
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Crouching Tiger. Yes.
So I also wanted to ask, how do you feel about the race swapping? Because I was reading the comments, I saw a comment that kind of like interested me, where it was a black woman who said, I'm tired of them just switching white characters with black characters. I want original stories, such as Enchanto, where they just make up a new story starring a black, starring an entire black cast. I don't want to hear about a black Little Mermaid. I want
there's a book.
I can see her perspective. I can see
what you say about that.
The works to be she already signed away the rights to make a movie out of it. It's called Children of Blood and Bone. And that's going to be an epic tale. It's basically like an African Harry Potter.
Okay.
On Disney?
I don't know if it's Disney. I don't know who she signed the deal with, but it's called Children of Blood and Bone. Look out for it because the book is excellent. And the movie's going to be fantastic. Like they even have cast and everything already.
So I get her perspective because at this day and age, we do want some more original and more creative content. So I can see her, I can see her perspective on it. Like, okay, I know that we all known this person to be white, but and Giancarlo Esposito is going to play Magneto or whatever like that. That's great for him because he's a phenomenal actor and he, and everything like that. And it's more inclusion. But I understand, like, give us something different. Give us something more. Just like a lot of people that did not know of the Black Panther, character that was created, and then later on didn't realize that, it wasn't until the 90s that the Dora Milaje was created too. So, and even though that's Stan Lee and his other partner created Black Panther, like in the 60s or the 70s or whatever like that, at least like later on.
Wait a minute.
In the 90s when they grew up, when they later on they started adding new characters and like the Dora Milaje and stuff like that to it to make it a little bit of their own. So I really like the evolution of how the MCU and how they're doing things like that. But I get what she was saying about
what I think Q is talking about. I don't know if this is true because I'm not a historian, but I read somewhere that he said that he created Magneto and Professor X as like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, and the different positions on that. So technically, they could be played by Black people because that's the ideology he's using for the two characters.
And I can see that because you see how they're both. One is like, let's do our own, and the other one like, let's be more,
Inclusive.
like right, kumbaya
Absolutely.
is whatever. So I can see that. But whatchamacallit, one thing I can say, like Stanley was definitely heavily like influenced and looked at other things that was going on. And so like, created other things, but like, oh, you know what? We need a black king from Wakanda, for the, just don't all have to be just one person of diaspora. That's one thing about
Not
it.
only that, but was very successful as well. Had his own. I said not only that, but was very successful as well. Had his own medal. Was rich. What?
Right?
He made it. He had a whole.
He could speak multiple languages. He was like, right?
But they knew that because Marvel
was married to Storm. Let's not forget that.
Marvel was about to go bankrupt until they did the movie Blade. So a black man saved them from going bankrupt. So how dare they sit here and say, oh, black people can't sell movies, when if it wasn't for a black person, you wouldn't have had Iron Man.
Listen, it wasn't until Black Panther that really took the Avengers, don't get me wrong, all of them made over $100 million, but nobody was pre-selling out for months and weeks at a time before opening day.
Nobody else was Black Panther at the premiere of their movies, like
Black Panther. Black Panther was so successful that they pushed up Infinity War.
Yeah.
2 weeks before, because they wanted to ride that wave because they knew Black Panther was going to be in there.
I always wanted a Storm movie because I always felt like she can carry a movie for herself.
Did you see
she
lately?
Has such a huge background. I mean, I think that she can carry a whole entire movie, but I'm just a huge fan. So.
Well, they did put as I was watching, like looking at the whole thing with Ariel and Halle Bailey, and down they have like a thing for them to push for her to be Storm.
I don't want that
on Twitter.
I love Halle Bailey, but I want somebody
like
on
Twitter. I sent it to you. They was like, "What's she doing for her?" And you know what? I listen. I don't do that no more. Like a lot of like, I love someone and I don't want them to do it because I said I keep doing that shit, and then they be proving me wrong because I swear I was hating on She-Hulk. I'm like, that look like some bullshit. It looks like some bullshit. Naomi every week, like, damn, this shit is good. Like,
it's good. I haven't watched it.
I'm like,
it's pretty funny.
Really?
I enjoy it.
Listen, I'm like, I'm eating crow every time I'm watching that shit because it is fire. It is a really good series. It really is.
There you go. All jokes aside, we were talking about that girl, Chloe Bailey.
No, Haley. Her sister. That's her sister is Chloe.
Okay, her sister is going to be one of the lead characters in that Blood and Bone movie.
Oh,
nice.
Oh, okay. Good.
Yeah, you got to look out for it. I mean,
I'm gonna try and read the books because I like
exactly.
I have them.
Me too. Yeah,
I have them. They're really, 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 really good.
Thick accent.
Listen,
but I like that. I'm glad to. What I think it is with Disney is what we're asking for is we're just asking for a little bit more diversity in fables and native stories, right? Because every culture has it, and we're just asking, like, well, it's great to see Haley, but show us something culturally we can connect with.
Well, I wanted to bring up another topic. So, what do you think about The Princess and the Frog? It was sort of a flop. And I think that the reason behind it is because we can't really be proud of that story. First of all,
girl, she had like 50 million jobs and shit. I mean, she was an entrepreneur.
Ass off.
She was an entrepreneur.
Thank you.
But she was like,
I'm not gonna lie though, that's as real as you get. That's what.
And then she spent half the movie. Hold on. And then she spent half the movie as a frog. Why can't she be like something pretty, like a butterfly, or powerful, like a dragon?
Yeah, frog is ugly though.
Swan.
They got warts and everything.
Why we gotta be a frog? So like it was like Disney, really a frog? Like that's the best you got? Like I was disappointed.
But I love me some Tiana though. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Like it was
all the other princesses besides what was her name? Cinderella Never clean.
Nah,
Never did
Cinderella had
anything.
Cinderella was living in the trenches. Like her stepmother and her sisters was they was shitty. They was shady on her. She had mice as friends. Like, come on now, her life wasn't that good. Her friends was mice.
At least Snow White had birds.
Right, you know what I'm saying? At least she had birds,
but she had
mice as friends.
I get what they were trying to do, but like the story is very cute with the princess and the frog. It's a very cute story.
What exactly what Red Label say? She's the only princess who had y'all. I mean, like she really did. Like, I mean, what's Leslie?
No, the issue I had was
the life
ending.
that we live, ain't it? Us.
No, the issue I had was the ending. That's what really annoyed me. So we're gonna give her a broke prince.
I was going to school full time. I had a full time job and I had a morning job, open up a cafe when I was in my late teens, early 20s. Like
I would have been okay with her working. I would have even been okay with the frog. What pissed me off in the movie is the ending. So she's gonna marry a prince who has no king, no kingdom. He's broke. What is that?
They gonna go right to the damn projects. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, she really did. They living in an Airbnb.
No, because she was able to buy a place with her beignet money.
Yeah, right.
But that's what I mean.
Well, isn't that what we do though? But isn't that what we do?
I don't know why she need the prince. She could have just been single.
Come on.
She could have just been single. Let's call it a day.
Yes, we tired.
Broke.
Jesus.
Yes, he was broke, and then now we have to take care of him. Like, I mean, come on, like.
But isn't that what women do? Don't they build up their cane?
But it's a fairy tale.
Yeah, why that gotta be?
We don't want to. That's reality.
I don't remember the story even ending like that. I was so I was upset when I saw it in the movie theaters.
Why that gotta be our princess though? You know what I mean? Like it was kind of
because they're disrespectful. That's why.
Yeah, I didn't take it like that. I was like, why I gotta be?
Well, the way that they do. I don't want to be This to see how things going on. I don't even want to be a princess.
Amen.
But then too, I think they didn't want her to be a slave because it was a very tricky. Because I think she should have been in a future. If you're gonna go with back, it was gonna be problematic. Or she should have been
That was real life. You right, Q. That was real life.
I did though like the music, and that's what bothered me so much about that movie. The music was on point.
Of course, they was in the bayou and everything. Shoot.
And I love Louisiana. I was
so
mad.
New Orleans. Yeah, they could have had Big Frida in there.
Well, what do you think Disney is going to do going towards the future? Do you think they're going to continue to cast multicultural people because they are losing an audience?
Yes, they are. Yeah, they are because they just had like their little Comic-Con. Yeah, they are. They did they have a 2-day thing, and you can sit up there. And I sat up there, and before you even brought this to me today, this morning, I watched. They had a 2-day, just like their little Comic-Con, like where they introduced like Haley and all that stuff. They are showing all the things that they're bringing up for the next couple years, and yes, and it's very, and I'm here for it. And even though people say they're losing their audience, I just want to bring up to Disney right now has more subscribers than Netflix, so they're winning right now. They're winning right now, and Netflix used to be like reign supreme and on top. Disney has more.
But Disney has a better catalog.
They do, especially when Marvel took themselves out of when Marvel got took out of and they so-called canceled these shows. That's because Disney was coming with their own streaming service when they took like Luke Cage and Daredevil and all that stuff out of and Jessica Jones or whatever like that,
which I love.
Netflix. Yeah,
I love Jessica Jones.
I like Jessica. She's the only girl that I believe that can kick somebody's ass. I really cannot believe like Angelina Jolie. I really can't believe she can fight. Like
I know that was hilarious.
Like I can't believe when she be like, I'll be like, girl, bye.
Right.
Jessica Jones, I believe that she can, like she got superhuman.
She can go down.
I really do. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm still on this movie. I'm like researching it. It's going on Paramount. Is who's doing it?
Paramount is the movie thing.
What?
Is it going to be in the movies or the streaming site?
Yeah, no, Paramount's
Okay.
doing the movie. It's in production right now.
Okay.
It's gonna be a ridiculous movie because it's like all types of sorcerers or all kinds of witches, and
Yeah.
you gotta read the book. The book
Well, this is going to
I
be
love
good.
things that's mystical because you know I'm all for because I love me some Lovecraft Country, so I'm all things
Right.
What people got okay,
really good. You're really gonna like it.
Yes.
That way.
I'm glad that you said that. So I'm body rolling again right off of what Ablavi said. I'm definitely going to get the books so I can be prepared, and I'm gonna be open minded too because I really do believe like sometimes I'm not one of those people. You got to know that, you know, the books in Hollywood, you know, Hollywood is a different thing. So some things have to be embellished, some things have to be taken out. So I'm one of those people that's like open to certain things, you know, like, oh my God, one like the book. I'm fine. As long as it's a pleasant surprise for me, I'm here for it.
I'm here for the fight scenes in that book because I was reading it and I was like,
she said, I'm here for the
I love a good fight scene in the book.
So good. It's gonna be like,
good. Yes, I'm here for it. I'm here for it all. Yes. Okay.
And I can't wait to dress up as Zelly.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, you going
So,
all out?
As far as
I said, oh, you going all out?
Oh yeah, I am.
Yes.
That's gonna be.
I want you to listen, Ablabi. I really need you even if you watch the first episode, because I'm like, how did she become She-Hulk, and why is she a She-Hulk, and why?
It was very different from the original comics.
It really is right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
and I really was like I said, that was okay. And I see how it. I really enjoyed it. Not to like give a spoiler or anything like that, but it was so funny how her cousin and her, like how they butt heads when she became She-Hulk, but how she was able to master things quicker than him.
Yeah.
And because he, don't forget, when he initially become Hulk, he was dumb Hulk. Now he's smart. Now when he's a Hulk, he's a smart Hulk. And she never lost it. And that's what I'm saying. Like when she became Hulk, she's an attorney. She was never dumb Hulk. So it was just like.
Can I actually go off that? Because that actually ties into what we're talking about right now. See, there was a whole Facebook campaign against that as well, because people were upset because they were saying that that's pushing an agenda as well, that Disney was pushing this whole feminist agenda, because she gave a whole speech about that. She said that, oh, you know, I face anger every day being a woman. She said, I'm not the same as you. You know, when I walk down the street, people catcall me. When I go in the courtroom, you know, people disrespect me, and I don't go crazy like you. I do all this stuff. So that's why I don't be getting angry like you. That's why when I became a Hulk, you know, I don't go crazy like you. People took that, they made memes on it, and they made a whole big thing, and they were like, oh, look at Disney again pushing this whole.
And you know, and that was because people only probably saw that one thing instead of seeing the entire episode. Because
they were saying that Disney is pushing this feminism agenda and pandering toward a certain audience.
Well, listen, they pushing there is a struggle out here to try to find dates too. So she they only want to date her when she's a Hulk and not her, you know, her normal self. And I can see the struggle right there. But she did, those were some valid points. But come on, at the end of the day, there are things that we deal with on the day-to-day basis that if we pop off, and if we do pop off, we are looked to see as angry instead of like, you know, like
oh,
you know,
this emotional woman. She's so
right. She's so hysterical. Right. She's so angry. So like, no, I'm protecting myself. Where's her? But anyway, but true to what she's saying, she's an attorney, so she deal with stuff so much anyway, and she's a defense attorney. So
exactly.
So therefore, she always had to keep her cool at some point. But the thing about it, he did have to teach. And the thing about it, if you watch it, you'll see how people was upset because she was, like I said, she always was smart. She never was dumb Hulk, and but it was some things that she was able to learn from her cousin, though. You know, that she wasn't at first receptive, but then, you know, but there was some things that he had to learn too. Be like, he had to accept certain things from her too. Like, listen, okay, I can do these things, but he was like, you don't listen to me. I've been a Hulk longer, but she's a different kind of Hulk. So
she said, I don't have to.
Right, certain things. Right.
She's like, I don't have to. You know what I mean? Like, excuse you.
You want to fight? I'm just as strong as you.
Right, because he was just saying how he was a Hulk for 2 years. Remember, I think that's when he was like at when he was on that movie with Thor or whatever like that, and when he was with Thor doing the blip, like he never turned back to himself. Bruce, he was always always the Hulk, and whereas her that she was able to turn it off and turn it on whenever she wants. You got to watch it. I'm not gonna give it up.
Well, yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because there is also this whole comparison, and on Facebook, there's been plenty of memes of them posting with Meg Thee Stallion saying Marvel has been so good, but look at She-Hulk booty popping with Meg Thee Stallion, and look at what Marvel's doing now. There's this whole decline in Marvel. Look at what Disney's doing. There's this whole clear propaganda going on and push towards this woke culture, and it's declining, and that we should start banning it. Something that they said was, the whole thing where I said that Thor has been showing his booty now. That they're saying,
mean, the booty could have been for the ladies. Who's to say the booty was for the men? Like, I mean, come on, it's Thor. Thor's my least favorite. He gives me unga bunga, right? It just gives me like I don't have anyway.
And my point to that was, I just wanted to bring up that when it comes to superheroes, a lot of these superhero women costumes are basically bikinis, and the men are wearing these full body costumes, and the women are in bikinis. So for once, you know what I mean? Like, they're basically wearing
the Hawk is played when she turns into the Hawk is a man, is a black man. The body double is a man. I think he's black and Samoan or something like that. Yes,
he's big.
Yes,
I did not know that.
The Samoan people, they be big. I have different.
He plays. He plays. But I like the episode with Meg. It was seamless how they added her in there.
They're very upset that she was.
And it wasn't even like it was a good one. Yeah, it was a good episode. And
I haven't seen it. I might actually have to go and watch it.
Yeah, it was just
I've
like
been watching the House Targaryen or attempting to.
No,
I'm trying to. I can't get into it. I'm trying my hardest.
Oh, I'm watching it after we in this live.
Are you into it? I cannot get into it.
Yes, I love a slow burn. All of them are slow burns.
Yeah, I mean, like even
all of them are slow burns. Every episode are slow burns
right away.
True, but I got into Game of Thrones first episode. This I'm like struggling.
The first episode was a damn slow burn. The first episode was a slow burn.
Two episodes were a slow burn.
Yes,
I love the first episode when he just pushed out the window.
As a matter of fact, episode 3 of House of the Dragon really wasn't slow. They really gave us our epic fight scene.
Okay, I'm gonna have to power through.
Girls, a slow burn. Yes.
No, listen. HBO be having my life. I've been watching Industry. Industry is having my life. It's about they're venture capitalists. They're like the summer, so they're like interns. They haven't really got in the job. They're doing all types of crazy foolishness. Now it's boring to most people, but that's my thing. I like that.
The slow burn.
That's when I start my next class, so I'm gonna binge as much TV as I can.
What? Oh yeah, but
I start school on the 3rd, so I'm like,
I love Succession. I love Caucasian Mess. Okay. That is prime mess of Succession. Okay, that is my show.
I love Succession. With the father is an MF. How he did them last season,
girl. I'm like, oh well. I mean,
with they mama. I said,
I have no heart states with none of them. That's why I'm here for all the Caucasian Mess.
you see, look, they were saying they need characters with disability, but what about that Raising Dion? He had one of the characters there she was in a wheelchair.
Don't you know Breaking Bad son? He had cerebral palsy.
Yeah,
and then in the Eternals,
and he has a disability. Yes, he.
And then in the Eternals,
the little girl,
and was her name Esmeralda? The little girl in the Eternals, there was a character who was deaf as well. So that's the character in the MCU who was representing.
Oh, that was hearing impaired.
Yeah.
And I have to say, that's honestly that's a disability, like you can't see it. So that's like people judge you because they think there's not, like it's not a physical, there's no physical cue.
Right.
So I mean, if there was one disability that's hard, that one would be, I think, the roughest.
Right.
No,
But I think it'll be great. I think it'll be great.
I
Well-
do though, like even though I love the MCU, I think
Yeah.
it's time to really work on these storylines because Black Panther was an exception. I found the Eternal storyline to be very dry,
Yeah.
very
It didn't
weak,
get a lot of fans.
very weak. Even the Chung Li, I mean, is that what his name is? I don't want to say it wrong. What's the
What is-
Asian guy, the Chinese guy? What's his name?
Oh, you talking about with the 10 bands or something like
Yeah,
that?
I thought
10
that was
rings,
very boring
10
too.
rings. Yeah. Well, because it's all about storytelling. So you know what? Because Ryan Coogler, okay, and
Right.
Takashi no Coates, they can write a story, okay? They put heart in it, okay? And culture, okay? That's why their stuff is so hot.
But I'm saying like they need to do that. Whatever, not to say
They
the same
do.
thing, but they need because there's tons of Chinese storytelling that's very good. Whoever, and I don't want this to sound a certain way, but Mulan is my thing, not the remake, the original. The storyline needs to be there.
I love the live action Mulan. They gave
it was a good movie.
I honestly didn't see it.
I didn't see it.
I watched it. I watched it because
It's on Disney.
A reason why I liked it because there was no. It was since it was live action. It was a little bit more hard. It was a little bit more serious. There was no drag and no jokey joke. It was real.
Well, that's what I loved.
Right, it was no jokey joke. It really showed her like she really was trying to bring honor to her family, and she really was out
She
there
getting
in the
serious.
battlefield. And right, and she really was there. Like she really was there for a purpose because
And the
she didn't
man
want
they
her father.
picked to be the warrior was fine. Listen, that was some good casting because that man was fine. The soldier.
Are they doing a live action Moana? I would like to see that.
I have no idea.
I don't have no idea.
I really liked Moana. That was one of my favorite Disney movies.
I think that's that's not even my top 10, even though it was really great. Yeah. I think my number one, besides the Lion King, reigns supreme. But I believe I
didn't like the live action.
I didn't talk about live action. I'm talking about the original. The original Lion King is top tier. Is like zero possession. But after that is Coco. Coco is my
Coco's a whole nother
Actually,
level.
mine is Enchanted. I love that. I saw that.
It was
Enchanted.
Encanto.
No, the Spanish one.
No, Enchanted. Yeah, but
It was
Coco
cute.
right there.
I love that
My
one.
kids started calling me Mama Coco. I was like,
Aw, you loved it.
Coco.
Oh,
Yeah,
baby.
The soundtrack to
sweet
Coco.
baby.
The Coco.
See, they
the
could have made
soundtrack
that
is
a live
amazing.
action. They
I
could
love
make that a live action.
That'll never stop.
Yes,
I'm waiting
The
for the.
soundtrack was cute.
I'm ready for.
I think that's my number one.
Encanto. Yeah, I said it. Encanto's my favorite.
Yeah, it's Coco, and then it's all of.
I liked Luca too.
All of the Toy Stories.
I didn't see Luca.
Luca was cute too. He
Luca
was like
cute.
what was he, like a sea monster?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
and
like
the
sea
Book of
creature.
Life. Oh my gosh, I don't know.
I didn't see
It's
that
all
Oh,
about
yeah,
I
the
don't
Book
know.
of Life
My
was
son
great.
put me.
Little
My son
monster.
was like, "Mom, watch the Book of
Little
Life with
creature.
me."
I didn't see it though.
No, my favorite was Fantasia. Do you remember that? It came out like in the 2000s.
Oh, with Mickey?
Yeah, I don't know
That was
why.
the redone. The original is
That was
creepy
redone.
to me.
Yeah,
I didn't see the original.
The original, like, it's just creepy. Like he just started.
It was a
being,
little creepy.
he was bad, and everything
It
was
was a
going
little
wrong with the
He
music.
was bad.
He was bad. Mickey Mouse was bad as
Tempo
shit.
was high.
was.
They were all
was all bad.
high.
Yes. Yeah.
That was
But
creepy.
y'all, we've
Hello.
been on here for like an hour.
Oh,
So let us. I want to know everyone's last thoughts about Disney. What do you think that they should do for the future going forward? Do you think that they should continue with this? How long do you think that they should continue with this? Do you think that they're making it up as they go along, or do you think that they have a specific plan going towards the future? Pop, I'm gonna start with you.
Okay, so you know what? All big companies have an agenda. Number one.
Oh, I'm sorry. And do you think that they should make their own characters or race swap?
Oh,
Sorry.
okay, yeah, okay, yeah. Well, you know what? Every big company, corporation, or whatever like that has an agenda, and that's to make money. Okay, so that's number one. But number two, I feel like Disney is not the only thing that I can get my entertainment from. So I am not going to hold it so such a high standard, or I'm not going to even to say they need to do boom boom boom. However, based on what I've been seeing, based on me watching what they was coming up, was going forward, and in the past and now, I really think that they are going in a direction, in a really good direction, inclusion or whatever like that, more diverse and things like that. And I'm entertained. Disney has highly entertained me, and I'm not um like I said, and there's things that in spaces they're not going to be us, and that's okay, because there's spaces there definitely shouldn't be others either. So in the meantime, and this is all about entertaining too, and if you feel like that would they, if there's a specific, if there a specific show or movie or whatever like that, that's not going to feed, you, you like nourish your entertainment side or inclusion side or or entertaining side, like I said, for your children or for yourself, you can move on to and watch something else. You really do. And it's all about the choice. But I do think, from my perspective and my opinion, that Disney is going in the right direction. I'm highly entertained. I'm telling you, I only got Disney Plus because Black is King. But I'm glad that I did. And now I've been watching a lot of things on there, and I've been highly entertained, and I'm excited about their new lineup and everything like that. Now, far as us making original content, that's to be seen. And I do think they listen. I know the MCU do listen. So if we want original content, then maybe we should just be tweeting about it and just say, hey, give us more original content. But like I said, this is not the only place. We got other streaming service that we can always go and use.
Mhm.
Yep.
That's not Zeus. We got better things than Zeus.
First of all, we need a little trash in our life. You know what I'm saying? A little trash, balanced. Just to keep things
Listen, I love
balanced.
me some Zeus in the conversations. Listen, there's always a love and hit. Listen, if I could watch MTV and they foolishness, I could watch Zeus and theirs.
Me too. That's what I'm saying. Y'all get that man them coins.
Leslie, same question.
I think that there's a big shift coming just because of who is now in charge. If you look at all the CEOs and all the people that are really running these companies now, there are a lot of people of color running it. And that's where you're seeing the shift. There are people who grew up not seeing themselves in these things. And our generation is growing up and now we're running things and they're really good at what they do. So I trust that at least, I don't say that you should change everybody, but at least to have a seat at the table, and I think that that's what's going to end up happening.
Definitely agree with that. Ava?
Listen, I love to fight and squirrel with people, and I will cuss somebody out on the movie line, and I've done it several times because don't be messing with my movie. I did that the other day. I got my tickets for Eddie Bishop Long's movie, so I'm gonna see how that is tomorrow. But other than that, I think
for Jesus save your soul.
Yeah. Because for some reason in New York, they're only playing it at like 12 and 9 o'clock. So
that's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. But anyways, as for Disney, older people, mind your business. Mind your business.
They can watch the old shit.
Yeah, just if you want to see Ariel White, pop you up to Disney Plus and watch the animated one.
There you go.
Let those kids see Haley Bailey, enjoy her, and say, "Mommy, I want to be a mermaid." Don't let them have your stupidness. Also, stay mad. I mean, frowns do look awful on you, but stay mad. Disney, keep on doing what you do. I would like for Disney though, like we getting there with your diversity, but it's time to even have diversity in the writing rooms. It's time to write characters who are Black and unapologetic. It's time to write even white characters. You could write somebody that's Italian. You could put some culture in yours as well. You could put some spice in that milk. That's all.
Exactly. That makes a lot of sense to me. So I couldn't agree any more with the panel that I have here today. That makes a lot of sense to me. So before I round this up, does anyone want to give their own channel a little shout out? Popcorn, do you still want to do your live tonight?
No.
Are you too tired and worn out?
Yes. We can do it tomorrow night, okay? All right.
Okay.
So I mean,
I figured.
popcorn, all things popcorn. Make sure you come and see me tomorrow. I'm going to be 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, 6:30 Levante time. Okay. We're going to do Blastics. We're going to talk about episode 2 of Lovecraft Country. 2-year anniversary. Okay. Come on over. And other than that, you can watch other Blastics that I have done alongside. I did Hollywood Shuffle. I did. Yes. I did. Damn, I can't even remember like I did. But you know what? Go on over to my channel and make sure you like and subscribe. And while you're here, make sure y'all put the libraries in the card in the chat. Put the library cards in the chat tonight. Hey. And it was a good conversation, and I enjoyed it tonight with Leslie and Ablavi. So thanks for having me here.
Absolutely.
Okay, so my channel's Ava. We're gonna have to go live this week because I'm minding my business.
Mm-hmm.
And behold this to me, we got Ray J cutting up.
Period. I love it.
We got Neil and Crystal and they foolishness because you know I was down at the Fulton County Courthouse and seeing the divorce filings of children out of wedlock. Girl, go back to the stripper pole. I said, oh. So I'm gonna have to get in the tea. I'm gonna have to get in the tea with all this foolishness. I said, oh, I gotta come back and tell the people.
Absolutely. So all you gotta do is
type notifications on.
Yeah, put those notifications on.
You know what they gotta do is type Ava to find you?
Yeah.
Perfect. And Leslie, you don't got a channel?
I ain't got no channel. Everybody knows I ain't got no channel. Who got channel?
All right, everybody. And you know you can find me right here at the Barnes Library. Barnes & Nobles, Amazon, iTunes, Audible. Pretty much anywhere you like. So go get your life. Thank you guys for coming and joining this conversation. I really enjoyed it. I pretty much think that Disney is going in a great direction, and I'm excited to see where it's going to go forward. So we'll see. Yes, those are my books. Thank you. That's my second book. Thank you so much for that. So again, thank you, ladies, for joining me. I much appreciate it. Have a good night, everybody, and we will see you guys soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you, Charity. There we go. Thank you, Red Label. Thank you, Taurus, who's here. Of course, he's here tonight. Dear Dana, thank you. Chi-Town, thank you for coming. Hey. Dr. KSC, thank you for coming. Hey. Yeah, we'll see what Disney does. Boom. All right, y'all. Have a good night.